it on. Oh, you wish you were my leave. I cheated up the river with Judas. Tearing down the barrel of his gun. Yes, he shot me down. I died and someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. Bounce on that shit, damn. Bounce on that shit, damn.
What's up? Come on in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, child, welcome in, honey. Woo! I was gonna go with what I was going to do earlier, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. Child. Well, child. Guess who got a mug shot with her man and holding their degrees and 4 degrees? He looked like he had in child. Shaking my head. All right, so Wendy and her husband, Dale Suffos, I hope I said their name right, are charged with insurance fraud. She has 7 counts. He has 9. They are I think somebody in state law, the same as Virginia. We're gonna put it that way. When we talked about Virginia, remember we talked about what's that girl name? The girl that lied on Nicole. Well, whatever the case, or didn't lie, whatever, we talked about them, right? So it's basically they choose their own law. So Maryland, Washington, and Virginia have their own set of things. Now, Wendy is facing up to 10 years. The insurance claim amount is $40,000. Now, what they did was, I'm going to tell you what happened. So they took their kids to Jamaica. I mean, we all seen on Instagram. They took the kids to Jamaica, for a nice little spring break rendezvous. Wendy, her husband, and the kids, they went to Jamaica, came back. Wendy said that her house was reshuffled and they were robbed. Now, when they checked onto the cameras and the ADT cameras and the Ring camera that she had, they realized no one was coming in and out, and there was just packages at their door. All right. So as that happened, they decided to say, hey, I'm missing some bags. They're missing this. They're missing that. Wedding bands, jewelry, all that stuff. Now, instead of her, them both filing separate charges. Let me click it on. I knew it was something. I felt it. Separate charges. They filed the same charge to different insurance places, especially travelers. They started doing some digging, right? So the police were doing digging, and they realized that with the traveler's insurance and all that stuff, that didn't happen. They looked at some of her, hold on, y'all. They looked at some of her things to where basically shows that, hey, this didn't happen. Okay, they're basically saying this was insurance fraud to get some money. They looked at her receipt. She had a receipt from the Gucci store from 2018 and did a return in 2021. And remember, she came on to the show. So we're gonna play what a conference was held this morning about it, and then we're gonna play the clip from the show because it was on the show. Now they got arrested at their home while filming season 10. Today, so they are back filming.
2024 claimed that designer handbags and jewelry valued at more than $200,000 were missing from the primary residence bedroom upstairs. Responding patrol deputies handled the burglary according to policy and made contact with investigators with my major crimes unit to assist because of the dollar amount that was stolen. Crime scene investigators came to the scene the night of the report to process the scene for fingerprints, DNA, and anything of evidentiary value. And while I'm there, I want to thank the state police. They actually responded, and the superintendent of the state police, Colonel Butler, I want to thank him for working with us on the case and providing resources. It should be noted that the residence does have interior and exterior surveillance cameras. None of the cameras picked up any motion or indicated a breach inside of the house. Cameras also did not pick up any suspicious activity outside of the residence during the time the Yosefos were away from the residence. Detectives also checked surveillance cameras from neighbors. No evidence of a break-in or suspicious activity was noted at the Yosefos' residence. Patrol deputies and detectives found no signs of forced entry or physical evidence of a burglary, such as footprints, fingerprints, or any entry point. The Yosefos alleged that the burglar came in through a second-story window into the master bedroom. There was no evidence inside the residence that someone made an attempt to get into the residence through that particular window. No evidence indicated that anyone attempted to enter the house. The bedroom upstairs where the theft occurred was ransacked. The mattress was thrown off of the bed onto the floor to give an indication that a burglary did occur. Initial responding deputies again called our investigators because of the high dollar amount that was stolen. After the initial report, following days, we made contact with 3 separate insurance companies that the Yosefos used to insure their property, which is common with this loss this type of loss that detectives actually communicate with insurance companies to share information. In the days following the initial report, the Yosefos contacted detectives several times to provide additional information about the alleged burglary, evidence, and missing items. They also reported the loss to their insurance company. Again, the Yosefos alleged and claimed that just over $200,000 in items were stolen from the burglary. Weeks after the alleged burglary, detectives discovered Mrs. Yosefo had posted.
Now, they did film that scene on Bravo. I don't know how that's going to go. But he is a lawyer. Her husband is a lawyer. He is, I think, a tax or incident lawyer or something like that. And Wendy is a doctor. Wendy also is a correspondent for CNN. She is also a professor at Johns Hopkins. Okay, Eddie also has the Mary Jane company that he has as well. So both of his things are gone. He has his Mary Jane because he has 9-count felony. So he cannot be an operator of that anymore. And also on top of that, his lawyer license that he got with the bar is gone. I'm not sure what's going to happen to Wendy. She might have to step down. I'm not sure, but she was in CNN. They now have pulled with Bravo Wife Swap. They pulled her off the show. Her episode that was supposed to have with her and Eddie swapping, her Eddie getting a new swap wife or whatever, is now being pulled off of Bravo. Her episode will not air.
Posted photos on social media wearing jewelry that matched items she had reported stolen, specifically a diamond anniversary band.
Also, the insurance company had hired their own private investigators to make sure that this was completely true and to see if this was accurate of what the funds was needed. Hey, Terry. So they wanted to make sure that instead of just giving out $40,000 willy-nilly, they hired a PI to sit there and watch her social media, Instagram, and stuff like that. And that's when they caught all of that going on.
Detectives were provided receipts by the Yosefos for the loss of items that they had purchased dating as far back as 2018.
Thank you, Terry.
On those receipts were email addresses. We had become suspicious that this was a false claim. On those receipts were email addresses, which detectives authored search and seizure warrants so that they could access both the Yosefos' email accounts to attempt to acquire more evidence. The emails provided additional evidence that indicated this was a fraudulent claim, specifically Edward's communication with Wendy, and I quote, "Are there additional high-value items we can add to this inventory list? I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum." Over the next several months, detectives worked diligently to verify the information provided and to locate the reported stolen property. It was later confirmed that Mrs. Osefo had returned several of those same items valued at over $20,000 to the place that she originally purchased prior to the alleged burglary. We can see as far back as 2018 and several items that had been purchased in 18 and receipts supplied to the insurance company, only those items had been returned to the purchaser or to the store that she purchased them from during the window in 2018 of the return policy. Meaning if it was a 90-day return policy back in 2018, she actually returned those items within that 90-day period. Those receipts were supplied to us, and those receipts were supplied to her insurance company and were alleged by the Osefos to be stolen in the original burglary. Based on the thorough investigation conducted by detectives in my office in coordination with the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, it became clear that the Osefos had fabricated the burglary and filed a false report and attempted to fraud their insurance company. On October 29th, 2025, the case was presented to a Carroll County grand jury, which returned indictments against both Edward and Wendy Osefo on multiple counts of fraud and false reporting. Both individuals were located and taken into custody at their Turnberry Court address on the afternoon of October 9th, yesterday, by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office detectives. Deputies executed a search and seizure warrant at the residence during the arrest. An additional 15 items that were believed to be reported stolen by the Osefos during the initial report were also located during that search and seizure warrant. Those items included jewelry and high-end handbags. The Osefos were booked into the Carroll County Detention Center and later released on $50,000 bonds, on $50,000 bond. Real quick, I'd like to acknowledge the work that my office did. Detective Richie Horrible had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024.
All right, y'all. Now, I am appalled at Wendy. And I say I'm appalled because Wendy is, let me put her picture up here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but Wendy is a woman that was around 2020, and before then, she was a correspondent for CNN for the Black culture. Wendy was known to basically fight and say things and break down exactly in an educated form, other than, Angela Rye, how do I say her name right? Angela Rye and Tiffany and all the others, from Native Podcasts, right? Native Land Podcasts. And we could name a few, Tamika Mallory, even Yandy. She was just that pivot person to do that. So I'm very surprised, and I feel like she just got put in some mess to me. Now, when I was hearing people do a breakdown and say that, maybe she was falling behind him, I kind of agree to it because, and I hate to say it, she was just on the show, and anybody paid attention on the preview said, I don't feel loved. And I feel like there's something going on. Wendy is one of the women that has stood up with other women to push the narrative for the Black community. And to see this is very crazy to me. Let's get into it. So I think she responded. This is what she had to say.
I forgot that in April, your home was broken into or something. Was this during filming that this happened?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
Like, literally before camera went up. It happened because my family was away on spring break. It was our spring break trip with the kiddos. And I was just so heartbroken. Like, I think a few of my first initial scenes, I'm just a little bit uneasy because we had just been violated, so to speak. It was the worst thing. It's so unexpected, especially since from my vantage point and from the investigators' vantage point, it was targeted,
Really?
Yeah, because I've lived in this neighborhood for, a long time, but since the neighborhood has been in inception for over 20 years, there has been no burglary.
Yeah.
Wendy has been nominated as Nigerian woman. She is the Grand Marshal for the Nigerian Independence Day Parade, which was yesterday. I don't know why I feel like it's more to this, and that's why she's smiling in her mug shot, like, we probably did an accident, but it's $40,000, Wendy. Ain't no accident. Wendy has yet said anything. Wendy hasn't put up a statement. It's just very weird. I don't know. I haven't seen her set a statement. And this is something that she will have to explain because, you know, okay. So we're gonna look at what her statement was, and we're gonna move forward. But I'm disappointed, y'all.
Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband, Edward Osefo, are back home safely with their family and in good spirits. They are grateful for the outpouring of concern and support from friends, fans, and colleagues. The Osefos, alongside their legal team, look forward to their day in court. At this time, they respectfully ask for privacy as they focus on their family and the legal process ahead. On top of the statement, Bravo was getting ready to premiere their brand new show, Wife Swap, The Real Housewives Edition, in which Dr. Wendy was going to be one of the 4 housewives on the show. And so after this news came out, Bravo has paused the series premiere, according to Variety, and it was supposed to air on October 14th, and now it is going to be airing the week of October 21st. So let's see what comes of that. Drop me your thoughts below.
Wow. So this is what her castmates had to say.
I don't know if you remember, but on the show, I brought her to Lake Norman, and we went to a rooftop, and the cake that I gifted her was her bag. Like, it was her blue Birkin bag done. I had a custom cake. It was like $600 because I felt so bad. I wanted to celebrate the fact that she lost her Birkin bag, and it was her birthday. So I was like, well, let me give you a Birkin cake.
So listen.
What, you mean to tell me that she never lost her Birkin? Like, I need my money back.
Oh.
The law's the law.
Right.
I just don't feel that she would go that low.
She's not the only person that feel that way. I don't feel like she would go that low. I don't. I feel. It's just something because she knows, man. This woman, Wendy know the law like the back of her motherfucking hand. She can tell you the constitutional law ran down within a split second. For real, like I have seen, and I'm gonna play a clip of her on CNN having a correspondent. She could tell you like in the back of her hand.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have so many opportunities out here to build businesses and make money and do the things and hire the people. And, I'm not going to say it's always perfect, right? We make mistakes, but that's a lot to say that she actually staged a whole burger. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's your safety. Your children are involved. You got people Googling your address now. So it's like, I don't see, as a mother and as an educator and as, everything that she has worked hard to build, I just don't see her staging I'm wrapping my mind around it because, because when it happened, what do we all do? We go to Google and like, ooh, where does Wendy live?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't like, does she got gates? What else she got in there? You know what I mean? I just don't see her doing that.
Right.
I don't know if you remember.
All right, let me see if I can find Wendy CNN. She was on there plenty of times. And we just went through this with Karen. And it's just a lot. Let me see if I can find it. And a lot of people are like, what? Because here we go. Let me show y'all. She has been on here plenty of times.
If it's being called into question whether or not, Vice President Kamala Harris is qualified, because you mentioned that prior to her pick, President Joe Biden stated that he will pick a woman and he will pick a woman of color, and you feel as though that undermines her qualifications. Well, my question is, what qualifications does Donald Trump have to be the president of the United States? If Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, then if we're being very honest,
Donald Trump is a hire of white privilege because he's not qualified to sit at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He does not have the qualifications to be the president of the United States. And to be quite honest, Kamala Harris is overqualified to have her position. And so I think that this question of whether or not she should be situated there doesn't make any sense. I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Okay.
I think if it's being
That is Wendy. Wendy always come with the facts. So I hope this get cleared away. We're just going to wait and see, right? We're going to wait and see. Now, there's another person I want to talk about who just got indicted for doing her job. Since we want to talk about, let's talk about the woman that got indicted for doing her damn job. Letita James. Yeah. So Letita James, I'm calling her Miss James, or Mrs. James, I believe she is married, got indicted for doing her job in New York City for coming out saying what the whole New York City, who cannot stand that man, knows for a fact that his sons and him are allegedly frauds. This is why New York City was praising that day when he went to court. They were happy. They were excited. New York cannot stand that man, and that is why. Okay, we're gonna get into it. So she made a statement today. Now she is being indicted for trying to put charges onto Donald Trump. She is the woman that is trying to get the Epstein's files out. She is the woman that is getting him for fraud and other things. Well, Pam Bondi, one of the Trump Barbies, plastic Barbies, decided to, who is not appointed to do anything, decided to make sure she get indicted. So I'm going to play her statement for y'all. A qualified woman.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General. These charges are baseless, and the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost. The president's actions are a grave violation of our constitutional order and have drawn sharp criticism from members of both parties. His decision to fire a United States attorney who refused to bring charges against me and replace them with someone who is blindly loyal not to the law, but to the president, is antithetical to the bedrock principles of our country. This is the time for leaders on both sides of the aisle to speak out against this blatant perversion of our system of justice. I stand strongly behind my office's litigation against the Trump Organization. We conducted a 2-year investigation based on the facts and evidence, not politics. Judges have upheld the trial court's finding that Donald Trump, his company, and his 2 sons are liable for fraud. I'm a proud woman of faith, and I know that faith and fear cannot share the same space. And so today, I'm not fearful. I'm fearless. And as my faith teaches me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We will fight these baseless charges aggressively, and my office will continue to fiercely protect New Yorkers and their rights. And I will continue to do my job. This is nothing.
Yep. All right. So they are trying to, we're going to break it down. So the Department of Justice says that James has been charged with bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution. The charges related to James' 3-bedroom property in Norfolk, Virginia. First of all, she can afford that. But I guess James, as a black woman, can't have good credit. And I guess James is a black woman that ain't supposed to have the funds because he's scared of black women for some odd reason. Just because he sit here and want to spread their legs or work with them, it don't mean he like you. Okay. Oh, okay. The prosecution alleges that so the prosecutors allege she secured a mortgage claiming the property as her second residence while her primary residence was in Brooklyn, New York. Instead, like, she can't have two properties. Like, come on now. Instead, she ran out of property to a family of three, according to court documents. So, prosecution alleged that James was required to use the property as her secondary residence, not as a rental investment property, in order to secure a favorable loan. Prosecutors allege she saved $18,933 through this misrepresentation, including by securing a lower interest rate. No one is above the law, Lindsay Hogan said in a statement. James has previously said she made an error while filing out paperwork for the property, which was corrected. So why are you getting her locked up over something that she could easily fix paperwork? It's given to me that everything, first of all, let me make this clear. That man's father didn't want black people being owners, having black people and brown people, look it up, in New York City. He didn't want them, so they ran them off. Let's keep it a buck, allegedly. He didn't want them to have property. He has talked nasty to his Hispanic housekeepers. He only wants them to be used as his toy. I keep telling y'all this. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me go see what content creators have to say. Her name is Letita James. Okay, I said it right.
To her. Watch this.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. Space.
And his motherfucking organization and his sons, and they was found liable for fraud. Yeah, I did that shit.
And I do it again.
Letita ain't scared of you, Dookie. And now they mad. Now they mad and want to come after me and try to trump up some motherfucking bullshit ass, baseless ass charges that ain't gonna stick. Nope. She ain't scared of you or your prosecutor who ain't got no prosecutorial experience at all. This is the woman that's gonna be prosecuting her. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
another Botox Barbie filled up face. Everybody Botox over there.
Her Barbie right here,
looking like the man,
looking like she got a full filter on in real life. But this bitch ain't got no goddamn experience. She became a lawyer in 2018, and she was an insurance lawyer until 2022 when Trump hired her on. But now she's just coming after his political enemies. That's her job. And this bitch about to lose her fucking license.
Yep.
Yeah, she gonna lose her law license fucking around with Dookie Booty because, bitch, what is you doing? She don't know. I can't wait till all this shit blow up in their face.
Trump indicting Letita James on one count of fraud, when the previous AG of Virginia already looked into dozens of witnesses and couldn't find any evidence. So Trump fired that person, hired his former personal lawyer just to bring up phony charges. And the gag is, Letita James helped her niece buy a house in Virginia. There was a document that said that that house was going to be Letita James's primary residence. After that was discovered, Letita James filled out another document correcting it and emailed her realtor saying, "This is not going to be my primary residence." And that is what Donald Trump is basing this entire indictment on. A lawyer that sued the fuck out of him and won. How does Donald Trump think this is going to end?
Not good. I see somebody in the comments say he doing everything releasing them files. Baby, we already know what's on that file. That Asian man got up there in that podium and said, "I will not lie because of the stick of my job. I don't care what he say." His ass is up and down in them files, baby. That's all you need to know. And guess what? He still got his job. He gonna try him next. But yeah, the man already said he's in the files. I don't know why he doing all this stuff to hide. Oh, I can't let no one know. Sir, I'm sick of him and his kids.
Genuinely did not think I was going to be making any more posts tonight. Tomorrow I'd already planned on putting a couple TikTok shop videos up and some cooking videos. It was gonna be a smooth, no stress, no politics weekend. Psych! Psych!
He's mad at Letitia because Letitia has found him and his sons allegedly, I'm not going to till we read the paperwork because I'm going to pull it up, as a fraud in business fraud in New York. And also there are some things about mortgage fraud. So if y'all don't see this live no more, I'm just letting you know. Hey, Jasmine. I'm just letting you know, if y'all don't see this live no more and they get a strike, Dookie Booty Big Filler that need a diaper need a diaper change and some baby food and need some milk by 8 o'clock. Got me, y'all. He got me. Okay.
What? I cannot wait to hear Letitia James's comments on video. I want her to flame this man.
She is.
Ooh. And like, it's never going to stick because Trump already accidentally posted on Truth Social that he was going to do anything in his power to get back at his enemies, Comey and Letitia James. So like, this is not based on reality.
He got Comey, but Comey is suing him from wrongful termination. Comey is the prosecutor that was over Diddy. He didn't want Comey, so Comey dad is who he really got beef with, and he sued him for. And Comey daddy won, and he said, I don't never want to see another Comey ever. That's why he wants to pardon Diddy, knowing what Diddy did. Because I read the affidavit. I knew Diddy was going to get some time. I told y'all he probably get 4 years. I read that thing to y'all last year. I knew they were finna can him. But Comey is who he got beef with. So before they did the sentencing for Diddy, she was supposed to be over it. Now, the thing was like, listen, we need to prove that you're doing a good job because this man is really on your neck. I did a live explaining that. He didn't like her. Diddy and him are not cool. I just want to let y'all know that. But Diddy is the type to do certain things, and this is to protect his son, because if y'all don't remember, and this is why everybody been calling Aubrey BS, because Aubrey dated one of Trump's son while he was married and sat here and met her through him. Put 2 and 2 together what you may do. I've been told y'all what it was, and I'm going to put allegedly on here because I want nobody to get mad at me, but it's the truth, okay? He only stopped dealing with her because that wife found out and said, She dated that man for a year, and then she went to, I think it wasn't Pauly D. It was one of the guys from Jersey Shore that she dated for a little bit. And Aubrey ain't been doing it since, right? Now, for that man to say, I've been to plenty of Diddy parties. Yes, you have. But they don't deal with you like that. Man, it's a lot of tea on them folks. If y'all want to give it and want me to give it to y'all, that's cool. If I will set up a member so we can keep it protect, because trust me, it's a lot. And the reason why he's suing Letita is because of the fact is that she fixed her paperwork and he didn't. And then here to come the truth, New York City does not like that man. That's why he trying to get Diddy part. And it ain't got nothing to do with, I feel bad. No, he want to do it because he know for a fact the stuff that's out there on him and his folks can get him out of there. I'm trying to tell y'all the playbook.
But like, why aren't we here? I just need a break. I need to make more thirst traps or something because this is ridiculous.
Child.
Fucking hell. God, this man.
I knew he had a problem with black women. How he cut the mayor mic off
because what?
In LA. He has a problem with black women standing up. Let's keep it real. Here go my boy, y'all. Hold on, let me play the video. Then we're gonna go to Don Lemon. I love him.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
He did say, she did say Brooklyn, New Jersey. Brooklyn is in New York. I know Brooklyn was cussing that lady out from here to Africa. I knew they was. First of all, Brooklyn gonna tell you, Brooklyn. I know Brooklyn is talking smack. Yo, we not across the water. We in the city. I know they did. I know they ate them up. I know they did, because you're not finna call Brooklyn no New Jersey. Like, what? Brooklyn, New York is New York. They'll tell you they New York. They don't even claim New York.
Here's the breaking news into the Don Lemon Show newsroom, and it is a big breaking story. First, it was James Comey indicted by Trump's Justice Department, and now it is New York Attorney General Letitia James. According to the Associated Press, a grand jury has indicted New York Attorney General Letitia James on a fraud charge. That's a person familiar with the matter told the Associated Press. James was indicted in the Eastern District of Virginia on one count after a mortgage fraud investigation, said the person, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the matter. New York Attorney General Letitia James indicted, according to the Associated Press. The details are coming in. We'll get them to you as soon as we get them.
I'm going to
Here's the breaking news into the Don Lemon Show newsroom.
More into it once he get the details. But let's have a little fun. Let me stop sharing, because I want to know what Brooklyn, New York felt about being called Brooklyn, New Jersey. Because this is going to be funny. Shout out to New York. I know. They ain't said nothing yet, y'all. They didn't eat them up yet. Let me see. Because they like, trust me, they ain't say nothing yet. But trust me, Brooklyn have their own vibe. So if you gonna sit here and call somebody Brooklyn, New York, we already know they finna go spazzing tomorrow. Oh, they finna hold hell tomorrow. All right, here's my thoughts. Because I'm in this live chat. First of all, he need to be careful. Tread lightly, okay? Letitia James is not to be played with, like they said. Mrs. James, the stuff that she has on him, and you going against him, please don't think she will bring that stuff to court, because the judge is going to put it in her favor and ask her questions about it. He's not going to in favor with him, and nobody's going to lose their license or anything behind him but that Barbie that he got over there, okay? He got a Barbie, women full of Botox and things, and I knew, and I've been saying this, y'all who said that he was flirting with the girl from Atlanta, he only flirted with her to sit here and sleep with her just for a show, but he does not like her. If you ask all the people that, I worked with him, he pardoned me, they do not like him. Candace Owens was just like, I don't like him. You have one that still hasn't spoke out about him because of an NDA. We are not going to act like we ain't heard nothing from them because they cannot speak because of an NDA. Once that NDA is done, is over with after this term, she is finna speak. Them people that worked with him in that office have NDAs. They're fulfilling their contract right now, because once them contract is over, once that contract is null and void, like they did with The Apprentice, there's going to be a flash worth of stuff coming out about his shitty ass legacy. And we're just going to say what it is. I'm so sick and tired of, he's a good old man, master. I'm over it. Just because this man used God and throw it around like it's a freedom of speech, and like, it's something he's making being a God-fearing person or relationship with God, oh, it's something to do. This is a new theme. We're doing it. Yeah. Just like people sat here and said, oh, they didn't like Africans. It's cool to listen to Afro beats. Just like they sat here and say, oh, I don't listen to Spanish music and then pop something. Explain to me is nothing to joke about. It is people's livelihood and culture. First of all, and we're going to talk about the real origin of Christianity and everything and where it comes from tomorrow. That's why I'm going to do that live early in the morning. So I want y'all to get prepared for a nice 2.5, maybe 3 hour live, because we're going to break it down. And when they realize the notions of certain things that the Black church does and what incorporates with it and what really made it and what it really was and where it really came from, I believe that the whole Christian by faith of Jesus is going to be in the trash. I'm telling you, it's going to be in the trash again, because it's like a banner they want to wear of a shirt, like it's something to do and don't live by. Christianity is at a halt. We've talked about that. And now Black women we've seen it with 40,000 and up of Black women losing their jobs that are qualified for, that are over businesses and corporations now have to pack up their things because of this man. Women in government will not be getting paid and only getting back pay once this is over, because he decided to tell his little compadres, you don't got to come to work. That's what that was. And now you're upset because you got a Black woman. I truly believe it's for to tell your ass a new one. And there's nothing you can do about it. You felt like, oh, let me test and rip this stuff away from the Black women that work hard to get where they are, and let me see what I can do with her. It's not going to happen, Captain. It's not going to happen. Hell ain't have no fear like a woman scorned. And you trying to play with how she eat and how she take care of her family while you doing these shutdowns and want to take away. And you got folks sitting here want to tell people how to be healthy, and he sound like he fighting for his life every day after a box of cigarettes. Explain to me. When I heard this person say, oh, the kids want junk food, hey, I knew that this administration was full of crap, because I sat here and said, them kids don't want no junk food. These are new age kids. These kids want crab balls, baked macaroni and cheese, collard greens. They want some type of chicken nuggets. I got a friend every day asking her son asks her every day, can I get chicken nuggets? I asked her what he ate. Chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. They don't want that shit. Excuse my French. They don't care about no darn candy. They want food. Okay? So, y'all, I'm going to keep y'all updated with this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to go live about a very deep topic. Please, 10:30 in the morning. I think I did 10:15 to 10:30. Yeah. We finna go deep tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm going to keep y'all updated with Miss James, honey. He trying to take another qualified Black woman down. And we ain't having it. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you in the morning. Bye.
It's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Birds singing in the dead of night.